mounted climb onto the robot, and we got the elevator and the intake mounted on and everything wired and integrated. And then we also started testing the elevator and payload, and we got it to work on L2 and L3. And then now programming's working on getting encoder values to get the elevator to certain positions when they press buttons. And mechanical's working on fixing issues with the drivetrain, with some motors not working, and then also refining the intake to work better. So right now most of mechanical's work is done, so we're letting programming work on their code, and then whatever issues they have, we just come in and help them fix it. Like today the intake was kind of skipping, so the chain wasn't made properly, so we had some people help fix that.
Have there been any big issues you've encountered this week?
Not really major issues. We just had one of the drivetrain motors not work, so we're working on fixing that, and then also the intake chain kind of skips, so we're working on tensioning that. We're also working on redesigning climb kind of because it didn't really work properly. So we took that off of the robot and we're trying to figure out how to make that better.
So this week we worked on chassis, we helped wire stuff, and we tested the robot. Regarding communicating with other team members from other sub-teams, we usually just ask around and they volunteer to help.
How did you work on chassis?
So for example, for the lever nut mounts, we needed help 3D printing them. So I asked my friends from mechanical, and they helped 3D print. They usually are very helpful.
What did you need 3D printing this week?
Huh?
What did you need a 3D print this week?
The lever nut mounts.
What's that?
It's a mount required to put the lever nut, screw the lever nut onto the chassis so it doesn't move around.
So we recently got the bot this week, so we've been locked in to test all of the subsystems, everything part of the robot, since we've been writing code, but we've never had a chance to test it for most of the robot. So basically on Monday was the main day we got the robot. We did basic tests of the elevator, the pivot, and the climb. We found some issues with our code, we fixed them, and we got manual controls working. Wednesday and Thursday, we tried automation. For example, you press a button, and we have an encoder value that automatically goes to that height. And we started to test those sorts of things, and there were some issues with intake and coral, and for example, when we put the coral onto the chute, it bounced and didn't align right. We also have many videos and stuff of us going from the coral station, getting a coral, and putting it in the correct slot, so most of the subsystems are working as expected. Currently, right now on Saturday, we are working on further automation. First, making sure all the elevator stuff works like we did on Wednesday, Thursday, and now we are testing the intake automation, automating to a different position each time. Other than that, we tested climb many times this week. Based on what we've seen so far, climb doesn't seem to be working too great. We plan to move it to Comp 2, but push it to Comp 2, but that's mostly it for programming. Over the next week, we're probably planning on getting all of these automation functions in, aligning to April tags, getting auto routines ready, and overall getting all the code tightened up, ready for Comp next week, March 8th.